Well, my name is Dr. Peter Wardle, and I'm from the University of Wolverhampton, from the Faculty of Science and Engineering, and I'm the Head of International Partnerships.
Hello, my name is Alexey Semyonov. I am Chief Development Officer at International Digital University in Tashkent.
So, Alexey, it's been fantastic to be here again in Tashkent at IDU, and this is a really exciting moment for our two institutions as the partnership is launched, and it's been really exciting to meet the students and to see how excited they are to start their studies next week.
Thank you, Peter. Yeah, I think these are great days, historical moments, not just for IDU, but I think for the whole of our community, that we start this partnership with the University of Wolverhampton. We really appreciate it, and we hope this partnership is going to fire.
I think it will, and there's been a whole team of people dedicated to making this day so special. There's a lot of people working for quite a long time to make this.
Yeah, definitely. It's been actually years we were working on it, on the validation, making sure that all the standards and everything is correct. Endless meetings, I remember those.
Yes. And the students are like coiled springs because they've been waiting to get started on the program for a very long time. So it's almost like they're waiting for the energy to be released when they start their classes next week.
Exactly. Yeah. Would be great. Yeah, good, big moment for them actually.
Yeah. Well, thank you very much. Meeting the students today has highlighted some really interesting differences between the way that we approach learning in the UK to the way that you approach learning in Uzbekistan. For example, differences in, for example, contact time. So and sort of self-managed scholarly activities that our students in the UK are very used to. Do you think that's something that the students can transition into very easily?
I think yes, because in Uzbekistan we have a long tradition. Actually, now we can say it's a long tradition of having British-style education in Uzbekistan, and IDU is an example of that. And we also, when we recruit students, once they've passed the entrance examination, we teach them in English at the foundation level, and at that level of education, so they study 1 year for a foundation, and we expose them to the culture of British education. So independent learning, taking responsibility for their own studying, managing the deadlines, making sure that they participate not only in class but they also work themselves. They prepare for their assignments. They submit everything on time. I think this is important, and having that foundation is I think critical for them to start bachelor degree from the University of Wolverhampton.
Yeah. So I've just been talking to the students about the experience on the foundation degree. I think it's setting them up very nicely for the transition into level 4, into the first year of the bachelor's program. So I think that they're going to be really very well prepared, and it's also really refreshing and interesting to talk to the students about their career aspirations. So a lot of them have very, very clear, even at this stage now, before they've even started in level 4, they have very clear ideas about where they want to be in 5 or 10 years' time.
Yeah, which is quite unusual actually. But students, they're dedicated. And actually interesting historical perspective. When IDU was started, we were looking at these IT directions of education, and we were looking through British universities, and we found Wolverhampton. Very happy to find that, because you have very strong programs in IT. And one of the directions that we have is artificial intelligence. And what's interesting is that we started it before this, let's say, revolution in AI happened. So before November 2022, when all of the kick started around the world, we were already preparing for artificial intelligence. And now it's a major topic, and I think it's going to have a huge impact on employability, on the way we do work. I disagree with people that we're going to lose job places because of AI, but I think AI as a tool will help us to increase productivity and to do something better, more efficient. And studying on these programs and students actually dedicating time learning this new technology is very important, because still it's fresh. It's fresh not just for Uzbekistan, it's fresh for the UK, it's fresh for the world. How AI is going to change something, the legislation, the legislative framework that goes with it, how we're going to monitor it, regulate it. So there should be fresh young minds who are working on all those issues. And I think it's great that we have this artificial intelligence direction together with the University of Wolverhampton, because you've been teaching it for years, and now now you're also adapting to this new reality where everybody is using that. I think, so new job places and old job places, everything would be changing. And
So we're launching 3 programs next week: a BSc Honours in Cybersecurity, BSc Honours in Artificial Intelligence, and BSc Honours in Computing and IT. And as you said, the University of Wolverhampton has a very strong pedigree in the area of computing and mathematical sciences. And it's going to be really important, I think, to connect up, to build a network of staff expertise and sort of student mobility in the future as well. So we can support each other in the journey as the partnership develops. We've got a lot of staff in computing who are very research active or who've been in industry, and that's really important for us because it brings it brings new life into the curriculum as well. So we're constantly refreshing the curriculum to bringing new technology and new ideas, and that filters down into the students as well. And I think that we can build a very, very strong network to support each other from a staff perspective, but also from a student perspective as well, to build networks. In the University of Wolverhampton, particularly in computing, we enjoy a very, very high employability rate. So in excess of 95% of our students are in a job related to computing 6 months after they graduate, which is one of the highest in the UK. Do you foresee that employability here will, in Uzbekistan, in Tashkent, will be as strong for graduates coming out of these programs?
Yeah, I think you mentioned that the University of Wolverhampton indeed pays a lot of attention to this employability, and it's actually built into the curriculum, which we really like. And because of our model, how we cooperate, basically the curriculum taught in the UK is exactly the same as curriculum taught in Uzbekistan. So our students get exposed to the same standards, same quality, same material, and it does have an impact on their future employability. Uzbekistan, being located in Central Asia, now experiences an economic boom. So, and especially in IT, our government pays a lot of attention to development of the area. We've got IT parks springing about all around the country. We have foreign companies investing into IT projects within Uzbekistan. And I think young minds, people who know IT, who know what to do, they will be demanded not just in Uzbekistan, but all around the world. Good thing about IT, many people say that, it's great, you can work from home, but you can work for anyone in the world. And being part of this major IT companies, because basically it's borderless, so you can work across the borders easily, being located whether in Uzbekistan or in the UK, it doesn't really matter. But the standards of education are important. And what I also like is that in the British system, curriculum is always alive. So it's not frozen in time and then you refresh it every 10 years or something. That it is indeed every year you look at the curriculum, you look at the modules, you see what developments are happening in the area of IT, especially now when this AI boom is happening, and programs are constantly updated. So I think after graduation, our students they will have this wealth of academic experience. We also pay a lot of attention to their employability within their student years. Obviously, they're full-time students, but we want them to go on placements, internships, getting part-time jobs, being involved in real-life projects. So they actually, they get real professional experience while being students. And I do anticipate that actually after graduation, we might even beat University of Wolverhampton with 95% of our students being employed upon graduation.
So I hope so. And you touched on a point there about research-informed teaching. That's a very, very significant part of the development of our courses. So we have a significant number of our teaching faculty who are research active, and a significant number of PhD students working in the area of computing, IT, cybersecurity, artificial intelligence. So bringing that new thinking and new technology into the curriculum on a regular basis is absolutely essential, because we want to be able to produce graduates that employers want to employ. And in that respect, the university is very close to its industrial partners, and we have industrial liaison committees, for example. When we're changing the curriculum, we bring in industrial partners to advise us on what kind of skills they expect the graduates to have upon graduation. And again, that's really important. Accreditation is something that's very important to us as well, to make sure that all of our courses are accredited. I'm particularly interested while I'm here and also talking to the students to make sure that the students feel like they are students of the University of Wolverhampton, which is sometimes extremely difficult. Obviously, the students will be staying here in Tashkent. They'll be registered at the University of Wolverhampton. They'll be following the University of Wolverhampton curriculum, quality standards and regulations, and so on. But I want them to feel part of the university community as well. And one of the things I think that we will do in the future as the partnership matures is to build in staff and student exchanges. So the staff from both institutions, we can have a reciprocal arrangement so that the staff from the UK can come and see the developments here at IDU in Tashkent. Similarly, staff can go to the UK, to the University of Wolverhampton, to experience different environment there. And the same with the students as well. I think the students are really keen at some point in the future to have the opportunity to go to the UK, to visit the University of Wolverhampton, to look at our facilities and to see exactly what the University of Wolverhampton is all about.
And I think this is very important. I think this is the strong part of the partnership. Now that we've started it, so we have a very good foundation, very good kind of base to develop those. And students are very keen and interested as well. Obviously, having the same curriculum doesn't mean they have exactly the same experience simply because they're located in different countries. But we are building our students' union here. We know that in the UK, students' union are very strong organizations and everything is student-centered and driven by students. And we adopt that culture here in Uzbekistan as well. So we always consult with students. So we collect constant feedback, ask them to comment on different things. And one of them is obviously about the exchange programs. And I think the fact that our curriculums are the same makes it easy for students. If they want to have a semester abroad or a year abroad, they can go to the University of Wolverhampton and do that. And maybe in the future, if some of the students in the University of Wolverhampton want to come to Uzbekistan, this can also be arranged. And for the academics and obviously research cooperation. So it is driven by the modern developments. And in the University of Wolverhampton, PhD students and so on, they constantly engaged in this research and introduce changes in the curriculum. Here in Uzbekistan, yes, I understand that based on the model, we can't really introduce the changes, but our teaching can be informed by that research. And also we're very strong on extracurricular activities. So apart from the core curricular courses that students have to take, we have a lot of clubs like for programming, for gaming, for languages, for things like that. And cooperation with students in the University of Wolverhampton and cooperation between the staff is, I think, very important. So we can build kind of something new, international infrastructure around this thing.
Well, you touched on there something that's really important from my point of view as well as the head of partnerships at the university in the faculty. IDU now is in a family of 10 to 15 international partners, transnational education partners, all over the world. So the University of Wolverhampton is very active in transnational education. And we're delivering our computing courses in lots of different locations around the world. So, for example, we have a large partner in Nepal, in Kathmandu, in Malta, and in other places around the world. And so it's important not just for the IDU students to feel part of the UK community, but also feel part of the transnational education community that we've built at the University of Wolverhampton. So, as you said, we could, student projects, student competitions and things like that, doesn't just have to be between students here in Tashkent and the UK. It could be students in Tashkent, students in Kathmandu, students in Malta, students in the UK, and build that kind of sense of community, which I think is really exciting. And I'm talking to the students, they are really, really up for developing that side of things.
This is great, actually, and I think, in IT, so students often, they have modules, not just IT, they have to do mathematics, obviously, right? So they have to do other courses, and they often say, oh, no, we just need programming, we want hardcore programming and all of this. But actually, to be an IT professional, especially if you want to work internationally, it's about knowing languages, about understanding the culture, isn't it? Because exactly the same systems, they can work differently in different countries. And you have to understand the local context. So this cooperation between, not just, as you said, the UK students and students in Uzbekistan, but all around the globe is important. And it gives them, as they're being students, they communicate across different cultures, across different languages. They're working on, it's the same project, but actually it has different flavors in different countries. So, and it's very important to understand, to be part of this international community, to be exposed to this from the very beginning.
I thoroughly agree. So thank you, Alexei, again for inviting me to come to IDU in Tashkent. It's always a pleasure to be here. It's been really exciting from my point of view to visit the first cohort of students starting next week, January 2024. And the future, I think, is very, very bright for our partnership. And as I said to the students, I'm looking forward to following their progress as they move through their learning journey. And I hope even after they've graduated, they'll stay in touch with the University of Wolverhampton and be part of the university alumni going forward. So great to be here. I'm planning my visit in a few months' time already. So thank you for the very, very warm welcome.
Thank you very much. We're always happy to see you here, and other colleagues from the University of Wolverhampton. They're always welcomed, and I know that this partnership is going to flourish in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.